For our second video in Unit 8, Formative 2, we will be learning about using the square root method to solve quadratic equations. Now when we do the square root method, what we're going to do is just isolate our variable. And so if we had like x squared equals 64, when we get to that point, we are going to then square root both sides. Because when we square root both sides, the square and the square root cancel, leaving us with x. Another thing you have to know about square rooting a number is that there are always two answers. If we recall 64, that's 8 times 8. But it's also negative 8 times negative 8. Okay, that's how we get 64. Alright, so when we write our answer, we have to do plus or minus 8. After that, we can go ahead and do x equals 8, x equals negative 8. Alright, so for example, we have negative 9n squared equals negative 450. Again, we're going to isolate our variable. We're going to go ahead and do our division. Negative 450 divided by negative 9. That looks like it's going to be 50. So at this step, we want to square root to cancel our square. Now, if we're thinking about it, there is no perfect square. Actually, 50 is not a perfect square, so I can't do square root of 50. So this is going to be a decimal. If you don't want to write a decimal, what we could do is kind of think how 50 breaks down. 50 would be 25 and 2. So I could do the square root of 25 times the square root of 2 to get plus or minus 5 square root of 2. And I got the 5 because I square rooted this 25. Again, I got this 5 because I square rooted the 25. Kept this there. Now, all we're required to do today is just write a decimal. So if we square rooted the 50, if I square root 50, I get plus or minus 7.1 approximately. So our answer is 7.1 and negative 7.1. Last problem here today. Again, notice how there's no middle term. This isn't a trinomial. There's just one variable. So we're just going to go ahead and solve for x, like we do any equation. We're going to add 486 to both sides. And then we're going to go ahead and divide by 6, since it says 6 times x squared. .486 divided by 6 is 81. Alright, guys, perfect square of 81, square root of 81. If I square root both sides, I can get an exact answer here. Square root of 81 is 9, so positive or negative 9. And there you have it. This is the square root method. It's ideal when we have only two terms. Okay, you have a good day.